I've only ever seen pictures of it, but it looks so cool. I love this. This is a vibe. Wow. What are those ceilings, like 25 feet?
30.
30? Jeez. Lots of drums up in here.
Yeah, well, you found, you know, the big room.
Yes. Yeah,
And
yeah.
it's, you can only get a big room sound one way.
One way. I say that all the time. I have like my room is obviously not this tall, but I have pretty tall ceilings in my room too, and it's a big room, and it's so much easier to tighten up a big room than it is to ever try and get a big room from something that's not there.
Yeah, you know, and everything, you know, not everything is on, but a lot of stuff is on. So,
Oh, wow.
you know, the keyboards are on, and there's a PA, and there's a mixer, and there, you know, there's headphones out here, and there's lines back to the control room. So if somebody wants to play the Farfisa or the CP70 or one of the Whirly
Or the Omnichord. Wow, there's just so many options
so
here.
if somebody wants to play something, they come out and play it.
Right.
It's not like, oh, you want to play that? Well, let's get a couple cables and DirectBox and, and move it and get the chart. And, you know, it's like, oh, you want to play that? Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I find inspiration is such an important thing for me. Like having stuff ready that whenever people see it for the first time, they're like, "Oh, what is that?" And then it's just all ready to go. It's like
you have to these days.
Yeah.
You know, back in the old days, it was like, heck, it's a great idea for a Wurlitzer part.
Yeah.
Great, let's call and rent one.
Yeah.
And we'll be here tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, now,
yeah, the budgets are different these days. The time that people want to spend in the studio is so much more of an instant reaction type thing for sure.
Yeah, well, and also it's fun and it's cool to look at. You know, dudes love gear, and so do I. So
yeah,
like,
clearly. There's no shortage of it here.
And, you know, and I hide all my crud, all my road cases, and all the boxes, this and that. You know, it's also hidden, but it's also in there. If you need something real specific, like I want to record my motorcycle going up and down the parking lot, and I go get the 200-foot snake, and I run it out there.
Very cool.
So we can do it, but there's no, you know, it's like it's just great to have space.
Yeah, definitely.
And a gathering place, and you know, a big lounge. Definitely. That is. So you're not always either in the control room or in the tracking room. Yeah. Or standing at the coffee pot. You know, there's places to go where you're still in the session, but you're not in the session.
Yeah. I feel the same way. That's kind of like I love having a B room. I love having like an extra spot somewhere. Even my live room is kind of the same way, where it's like just having a little bit that the whole band isn't always just right there while you're making decisions and doing stuff. Yeah. Sometimes it's nice just to not have the drummer while you're talking about drum stuff and shit like that. Yeah. Man, a lot of amps. You have got a great collection of amps.
Yeah, there's some really nice ones.
I'm assuming that you didn't have this your entire career. You didn't start day one with everything that you had. It's been a slow collection of getting stuff.
Yeah, that's my first thing. I bought that drum set. I bought that in 1964 when I was 12. Wow. From Mel Bay. So that's the first thing I bought, and I haven't kept everything that I ever bought, but it's close. Yeah.
First thing I ever bought was a drum set too. Like the first big thing I ever bought. And I bought it because I was working at East West, and I kept seeing Ross come in every time from Drum Doctors and rent out a kit for like $1,000 a day. And I was like, I could get a kit and rent it out. So I bought this really beautiful 60s Gretsch kit off of the internet. And I always said, if things get tough, I'll sell this kit. You know, I can always sell this kit and I can get the money back for it if I need to make a rent or whatever. Yeah. I have eaten rice for months. I have starved, and I didn't pay rent on time, but I never got rid of that drum set.
Why would you, you know?
I've always dreamed, if I need to, I will, but I've never done it.
But you know, there's all kinds of drum machines and synthesizers and stuff that we usually don't use. Yeah. But it's out here if you want to. The records have become more and more simple for me to make. Not that effects are difficult, but sometimes after a while, you know, you listen to like, why did I put that effect on there? I think a big power chord would have been fine, you know.
For sure.
A big piano note, that would have been cool.
Yeah. Wow, this is beautiful. I love that. Just the vibe is so important. You know, I went out and saw Nico Bolas a week ago, and he's in a warehouse. You know, he's just got a big warehouse, and I love that. And I love the kind of. I'm in a warehouse too. Like I walked in, And they were like, well, this is a creative space. And I was like, damn right it is.
Yeah,
Like, give me a minute, it'll be real creative.
Yeah.
But the concept is like, I think for me, I see so often that people think that there's like some magic to every studio that exists. But all my favorite places were just, they were just places that somebody threw together, threw a console in, and were like, this is the spot, man, get to it.
Like Sunset Sound, maybe?
Yeah, yeah.
Like in Sound City?
Yeah.
You know, throw together a warehouse. You ever walk into the control room at Sound City?
Oh, yeah,
Put your head on the fucking speaker?
Yeah.
Sorry, we gotta, sorry.
No, we're good. We swear all the time. This is the part of the process.
People think recording studios are so magical, and magical guys did build some.
Yeah.
But most people didn't.
This was a space. We got some gear. Yeah, and it'll work. And it's so funny. I think, you know, like East West, even as Bill Putnam was creating it and like putting, like, I've heard so many stories of him just showing up one day with like a bug up his ass about something he needed to fix, and was like walking around out in the room with like a piece of plywood, being like, all right, this is the spot, like fix it right here, you know. And that's I think that's a lot of the magic of the places, is not over acousticking the design of everything and trying to perfect everything. Because also too, even when it comes to like most of the rooms that I hate working in are the ones that were like, yeah, we hired so-and-so to come in and design this to be perfectly symmetrical in every way.
Hey, you can't argue with success and longevity, but you know, some of the ISO booths at some of the major studios are terrible sounding.
Oh yeah, absolutely. The back booth in 2 at East West is always the one.
You know, I don't know. I'm not going to say it, but anyway, but you know what I mean. So you're in there with packing blankets and mic stands trying to get a vocal sound, or clamp down a bass amp or do something, and it's like, why am I doing this?
Yeah, for sure.
Because I care.
Yeah, absolutely.
And usually all this message isn't here. You can see the other Hammond organ and the beautiful pump organs up there.
Wow.
You know,
yeah, this is the dream of mine, like to one day be at this point where it's like, I mean, I've got a good collection, but it's not nearly as good as I want it to be. But it'll get there. And you know, I'm only 15 years in. I'm not 40 years in or whatever.
45.
Yeah.
So we feature vinyl.
Wow.
So we do play a lot of vinyl around here just for fun. And we have a really big, amazing stereo out here. I have 4 Klipsch Scalas.
Wow.
That play back in actually double stereo. It's not quad. And you know, Crown 300s and a Crown preamp, and it really sounds great out here. You could almost stand at the bar and mix. That's amazing. You know, but unfortunately the console's in there and you got to mix at the console.
Yeah.
We're not really in the box here at all.
Yeah, you still work on the console a lot.
100%.
Yeah.
100% analog, in and out. Pro Tools is my tape recorder.
Yeah.
And it's a great tape recorder.
Let's check out the control room, and then maybe we do an interview at the bar. Yeah, that sounds cool.
Okay. You want to see the tracking room?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so this was just a big open warehouse when I moved in here, with the exception of where the control room is. Mm-hmm. So I built this wall that goes, you know, to the floor of the second story. So there's a 14-foot ceiling in here, but this wall didn't exist. It was like a carport inside of the warehouse.
Okay.
So just more storage in the warehouse. So I built all this in here. And
if you're watching this video, you're probably into recording. And if you're into recording, you want to learn the secrets of people like Jim Scott. I spent most of my early career in the rooms with legends like Jim Scott, like Ed Cherney, like Bill Bottrell, the guys who made some of the best records that have ever existed. And I put all of that knowledge, including the 15 years of earning my own accolades like a Grammy, platinum plaques, gold plaques. I took that all and I put it into one course. It's Greazy Does It, Principles of Recording. You'll learn about microphones, polar patterns, EQ, compression, all the things that go into making a good record. And you'll also get to see practical application of me taking those things and putting them into use. Whether you're an amateur in a home studio trying to just learn the basics or a professional working in the music industry, you will find information inside of this course that will blow your mind and set you on a path of making better music from the start. So check it out now at greazydoesit.com.
so, you know, kind of, did the double sliding doors for for really good isolation and angled the walls and tipped the windows and, you know, did the best that I could to, you know, not have it be like a closet or a homemade bedroom kind of thing.
Right. A little bit of natural light.
Natural light in every room.
Yeah.
Not like Vegas where you don't know.
I can't. I have natural light in my control room, and I literally have it blocked off. Like, don't give me the outside. I don't want to know what I'm missing.
You know, so in here, same thing. Everything's plugged in. Everything's ready to go. Yeah, I have a great bass amp that's plugged in. I have, you know, a Wurlitzer DI and a Wurlitzer amp. Same with the clavinet. The Hammond is, you know, it's a A102, but it's a B3 guts. I have a B3 out in the warehouse, but it's so old. It's like a 40s, you know. Yeah. And it's just like, it kind of tears your hands up, and the drawbars are stepped instead of smooth, and you know. So just have it's just so much faster to have everything.
Your setup, your goal is always to live track with everybody in the room. Yeah. Different feel, different vibe than trying to do it one piece at a time.
You know, sometimes even if I send a track to somebody, even somebody that I really love and have used, if they live in Florida and they can't come, you know, it's always great, but we all know that it would be better if we were together. Yeah. And they'll send me as many takes as I want, but it's not that. It's the experience of creating it with your friend.
Are those 87s or 67s?
No, they're not either. Those are Manley mics. They're like a cross between an 87 and a 414. They're like
interesting.
From the 80s. They're this is the best thing that they're good for. I mean, I've used them on everything, but you know, I have a lot of good mics, but these sound perfect for overheads. They're just bright enough, but they also have a lot of body. Yeah. And I don't have to put, you know, my 47s or my 87s on the overheads. Not that the overheads aren't important, but these sound super great, and I just get a big kick out of them. That they're these, you know, these Chinese microphones from 1980, but they actually sound amazing. So. Yeah.
And you're doing the big bass drum trick on the outside of the bass drum tier?
Yeah, it just makes the room a little bit bigger. Depending on if I turn the microphone facing the big drum, it's unbelievably huge. Yeah. But if I just have it in the room, you know, the outside mic is facing that drum, so I'm still trying to get the best sound out of that drum that I can. Yeah. But that helps the tom-toms and the snare drum.
Just that sympathetic resonance in the room itself.
And I can move it away a foot or two, and it makes a big difference, or I can take it away completely. I've just grown to love it, you know. And if you hear it on its own, it sounds like oh man, that's really big. Well, how come you know? But then in the music, it's like you kind of just hear the tightest part of the kick drum anyway. Yeah. And it just keeps it from being too pokey, too clicky. I mean, it's never. You know, I mean, this is the house drum kit, and we can change it. There's a bunch of drums out there, and there's a bunch of snares and tom-toms and T-towels and anything you want. But it's basically, this is like the favorite drum set of everybody that comes in, and every dude that plays it, it sounds different. Yeah. It's close, obviously, and it's familiar because it's, you know, my setup in the knees and the compression that I use and whatnot. But it all sounds different depending on who's hitting it, what song you're playing, what the energy is, what it's supposed to sound like. Yeah. And by magic, it sounds like what it's supposed to sound like.
It's crazy the way it works, but it is. I love the roof in here, to the ceiling.
Yeah, the guy that came to put the roof in, I was standing here, and I wanted black, and he said, "Well, do you want it flat, or you want me to roll it?" And I was like,
"Oh, that's possible? Yeah,
roll it."
Hell yeah, that's awesome.
So these are just freestanding rooms, you know, 8-foot 2x4s. These are just freestanding rooms with ceiling. So there's like 6 feet above these rooms. And that's where all the air conditioning ducts and everything are in the ceiling above here. Yeah. And so for you at home, you can build your own iso booth. Just get some, you know, but you got to make double walls.
Yeah, the double walls is a big deal. I definitely have noticed between...
It's the air.
Yeah. Little amp closet here.
Little amp closet. That is, you know, there's a set of stairs, so You know, you got some homemade baffles. You got some little amplifiers. If you bump your head, you got a thing.
Yeah.
Another amp. I got.
Yeah, and you can fully close. This is great. I love the design of these dog houses. This is amazing.
Big, you know, my bass cabinet is really super buried. So, I mean, it's. And
you just have like a speaker cable going in there from the other room or whatever.
From everywhere.
Yeah.
Hammond. My Leslie cabinet is behind here. There's you know, some more room back there. So my Leslie cabinet's behind there. Everything is patchable from every room.
Yeah.
So it's not like, oh, I wanna run my Wilco through the Leslie. Okay.
Yeah.
You know,
easy.
Not like, oh shit, I gotta, you know. So here you go. I mean, these are awesome. These are really wonderful.
Yeah, these
beautiful
BCN10s. These are prized possessions here.
Yeah.
AMS made a new one, but it's not as good.
It's good. It's good, but it's not.
It's not. Yeah.
Older doesn't always mean better.
Yeah.
But I think in this case, they are. I think these equalizers are better. These mic pre's are better than what they're making now. Otherwise, they would make them now.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're trying.
Yeah.
But there's just something about it, you know. And also, they're just more fun.
There is something special about it.
This console was commissioned for RCA Records New York in 1974. They took them 6 or 8 months to build it, and they delivered it in, you know, 75. It was there until 1995 in New York, until Kitaro bought it. Kitaro's this Japanese ambient guitar player on Windham Hill in the 90s, real spacious. He bought it and had it in Colorado from 95 until 2005 when I bought it. So it's been remarkably unmodified, which is fantastic. A lot of times people would redo the Echo Send section so you could get 8 different volume knobs.
Yeah, instead of having just one for all 4.
So you got to share.
Yeah.
You know? And that's a little bit of a dance. You know? You want more reverb, but you're also using that send on something else that you don't want more of. So you got to, you know, hopefully you can turn things up and down. And
I think there's a bit of like limitations. I'm huge on limitations. I'm self-imposing limitations a lot of times because of the creativity that's involved in making limitations like work. You know, it's like I can't do a different volume for every send, so I have to find a way to make this cool or just accept that it is what it is. And I think a lot of people.
This is, you know, completely without limitation. I think your imagination is your limitation. I think mixing in the box is your limitation.
Yeah.
Because whatever you do, it's coming out of the box. If you can do that and make that sound amazing, go, baby. Yeah. Go. I'm proud of you, and I admire you.
I hope you're enjoying this tour of Jim Scott's studio. If you haven't already gone and checked out Greazy Does It, everything I said in the first video applies still. It's an amazing course. It's over 115 videos. It's 20 hours of instruction that you can learn about the principles of recording and make better music. Check it out now, greazydoesit.com.
We're driving an army tank here that is got no problem going straight up a mountain. Yeah. You know? Yeah. Oh, you want to go a little faster? Okay. Yeah. Oh, you want to go up sideways? Yeah, that's no problem. Yeah. You want to go up with air conditioning? Yeah, we got that. And there's so many ways to adjust the input and the output of what's coming out of tools and what's going into the console and how you're getting out of the console to everywhere you want to go. All the things that we not plugins, but things we plug into, you know, the gear. And you can solve all your problems with the Neve or the Pro Tools rig. Yeah. So you can turn things down. So instead of pulling each fader down like a 1/8 of an inch or something, you just ask Pro Tools. Yeah. But then you're hitting the console quieter instead of turning the output of the console down. Yeah. Totally different.
Yeah, so you're changing upstream much more than you want to. Yeah.
So no, I love having a console.
How often do you, I mean, you're kind of a one-shot, one-kill guy whenever you're doing mixes. Like, if you didn't get it that day, you're not trying to recall it?
I can't recall it.
Yeah.
You could write this all down, but honestly...
It's not going to be the same.
Well, and as you know, I mean, the difference between that and that is your sound. Yeah. And you can't write that down on a piece of paper. Like, the width of the pencil lead is as much as you changed it.
So one of my earliest sessions at East West was... being the third on a session for the Chili Peppers record, I'm With You, that Greg Fiddleman was doing. And he was, I mean, we were meticulously recalling everything, like every single thing. And I kept having this, you know, it was like the next day, we'd recall it all, you know. It's like, oh, Rick says we should do this, and so now we're going to bring it all back up, and which I'm sure you have so much experience with. But we would, you know, bring it all back up, and you'd be sitting there, and they'd be like, oh, it's not the same. It was like, well, I've been doing this for 2 days, and I already know that I did not nail the exact placement of where that was. Like, I think I got pretty close, and we're hand recalling everything, and it's 40 channels of hand recalling, plus all the outboard gear, plus we go out into the live room, and it was like we're measuring the angle of the stand with the microphone, with it was 12 inches in on this thing, and it was like, and I was like, I feel like even just the fact that yesterday when I was in there, the power supplies all said 119, but today they say 122. I feel like that might be making some difference too.
You cannot control the amount of water coming over Hoover Dam.
Yeah.
Console sounds a little different every day. That's the good news, you know.
Do you keep a tech that you bring out for stuff, or is it just do you not have a lot of problems?
I don't have a lot of problems, and one of my best buddies is one of the best techs in the world. He lives around the corner from me.
Nice.
And he worked at all the best studios in town, but now he's retired. So when I call him up and I say, hey, can you? Yes.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, he's looking for something to do.
So I bring him 3 or 4 modules, and the next day they're fixed.
You love these KRK E8s, huh? You have multiple pairs of those.
I do, yeah.
I remember that was one of the first things I remember when I worked with you forever ago. Was you showed up and you had the purple ones, and we threw them up on the thing. Yeah, I saw them in there, and I was like, oh, a little nostalgia for me there. But they don't make KRKs like that anymore.
They don't. And I've tried 2 other era sets over the years. I mean, I think if I heard a speaker that I thought sounded amazing, I would know that it sounded amazing.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have to get used to it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have to make adjustments. And I wouldn't have to go like, wow, my speakers sound terrible now.
Yeah.
Because they don't. They sound great. And the way I use them and the way I monitor and just what I've gotten used to and the way they sit on top of a Neve console it's just it works for me. It sounds, my mixes sound the same to me in my car, at home, on a boombox. You know, it's not like, oh man, in the car it was so different.
Right.
I'm really confident in when I think I got it, I got it. But if I have to go someplace, I'll put these in a road case and take them. Yeah. Most of the time.
Yeah. But how often do you ever have to do any repairs on them? Are they ever?
I had them. Well, that's why I have 4 sets, because they one would break, and then KRK had moved from Chatsworth, so it was just easier to buy another set.
Yeah.
So I do have 4 sets, and then a few years ago, I was kind of just using all mismatched speakers, and because a purple one was broken and a flame was broken, the truck bed was broken, and it's like, and I just thought, okay, I got to fix these. So I asked my tech, like, do you want to? Could you fix these amps? And he says, yeah, of course. Several years ago, maybe 4 or 5 years ago, he fixed all my amps. So now I've got 4 sets of perfectly working speakers.
Yeah, look, outboard gear over here. Pretty small selection. You're not putting an 1176 on every single channel? You're not Chris Lord algaing?
No, I got 4. That's enough. I got what I need.
That's funny.
There's a couple more things over there. No, I do share some compression. I do some sidechain stuff. Don't use a lot of reverbs these days, so I do have 8 sends. So usually I'm running 2 mono compressors, and then 2 other compressors that are designated stereo, one on the left and one on the right. So I use my sidechain compression. So my fix would be to take that guitar that's kind of like right there, and they want it to be just a little louder or a little bit more, and I'll send a bit of it to the hard left compressor. Yeah. So I get a compressed guitar, farther left, but it kind of brings the rear end up a little bit, and just makes it a little, because it's not right there, now it's kind of there and farther left, so it's a little bigger, wider, but not necessarily just louder right in the exact spot where it is. Right. And that works for lots of things.
Yeah.
And obviously, if you want to, compress your piano, but not actually compress the whole thing, you can put a little left and right compression, a little bit on each side instead of a bunch right on top of the whole thing. So instead of compressing the whole signal and making it compressed, you keep it loose.
Yeah, the dynamics maintain everything.
And then add a little sidechain compression back up underneath it. So you're...
Interesting.
It's an old trick, but it really works great. And it keeps you from having to have like 60 compressors.
Turns out that they figured a lot of this process out a good solid 40 years ago. It hasn't had to change much since.
Yeah. You got to get behind Jesus.
Oh, okay.
Jesus at the House of Blues. There he is.
That's amazing.
So yeah, just go upstairs and then we'll get back to work. So those things are called records. So this is great. So this is we make our dinner. We come up here and sit at the table. We stand on the porch and watch the sun go down, have a cocktail.
Yeah.
It's a lounge. Dudes can come up and get out of the session.
Yeah.
But it is wired for headphones and mics and video, so I can use the whole upstairs.
Everything is still a studio
as an ISO booth. And I've had a few artists say, could they do their singing up here because they don't feel comfortable in the ISO booth in the fishbowl with headphones and the mic and the camera and the thing. It's like, can I just sit on the couch like I do at home? And I got a little table stand. Could I just sit on the couch and do my vocal like that? Like, yeah, sure.
I definitely feel like comfort is such a huge part for vocalists. Like I can kind of compromise almost anywhere on stuff, but most of the session players I play with are all comfortable no matter what.
Yeah,
They're like, they'll make it, as long as they can hear a click and a little bit of themselves, they'll make it work or whatever. But singers, I always feel like, all right, well, whatever makes you happy. If you need me to put the mic in the B room, shut all the lights off, we won't see you doing anything, go ahead, it's fine.
Yeah.
Get them into the vibe, whatever it takes.
A lot of time I turn because there's no window in my control room, but I have cameras.
Yeah.
They can't see me, but I can see everybody. And sometimes the artists would prefer that I turn the camera off, and that's fair enough. I brought you over here because I just wanted to look out of this window because this is just fun.
Yeah.
That's...
Yeah, this is a great vibe. I love this whole room is so amazing, just to have so much stuff like that. Just a great collection, and it still is so functional too. Yeah, this is a great place. This is great, man.
So what's great here is like part of my deal is I make food. I make lunch and dinner for everybody.
So I just bought a grill for my studio, and I started doing that exact thing. Yeah. I started doing that exact thing just in the middle of every day, no matter what. Let's take an hour. Let's take an hour. Even if it's just burgers out there on the grill, whatever. Just like let's all sit and relax. Build a patio outside the studio so we can go outside and just chill and everything. Food is so important on a session. It's one of the things that I definitely I've taken away from working at East West was how important it is to make sure that lunch order gets taken early enough that people are not getting into that hunger zone. Because if you get people starting to get a little low blood sugar, and the next thing you know, like everything's kind of getting messy and grumpy, and just take care of the food right away. Make sure that's ready to go. Yeah. I love all the trash cans. I notice all the trash cans are Tom's.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
Well, it was a terrible Tom. But it's a spectacular.
But it's a great trash can. That's amazing.
It's a good looking trash can.
Yeah. Oh man, it's funny.